This video is going to be on a GoPro Hero Max. This is the 360 camera. I just got this the other day. I didn't really pay attention when I bought it because I just assumed it was newer and bigger and better supposedly than every other camera. But there's no place to charge this on the outside of the camera without opening the door. So I looked online. You cannot find a door. Ulanzi had at one point made a door for this, but they're no longer available. Can't find one anywhere. So the only way to charge is to open this door and get to the charging port, which is right here. Why they don't make a door with a charging port in it is beyond me. So what I'm going to do is I bought another GoPro door, and I'm going to attempt to put a hole right at the top there and make it work to where I can actually keep the door on and charge it. I don't do a lot of underwater or any water thing. Hardly ever get water in or on my GoPros. So if you're going to do this for, try to keep it sealed or something, not going to work. You're going to expose your port and you're going to flood your GoPro and destroy it. But for someone like me that's doing a lot of indoor, outdoor videos where I'm not exposed to water, I think this will help out immensely. Now I could be wasting 20 bucks on a door and I might blow it all to pieces. If so, you get to watch it. So I was just looking to see how this works. There's actually a lock button here. So when you flip this lock button down, the door from the inside actually slides up and down. So when you close the door closes like so. And then when you slide this up, if you turn the lock on, when you slide it up, it locks. If I can get my thumb in there. So the locking mechanism, I am assuming, is underneath this piece of rubber right here and doesn't go above this. So what I need to do is drill a hole right here, or wobble a hole somehow. I'm going to use a drill, and then I might use a rasp or a file to make it elongated if I want to make it look pretty. Right here, so I can actually get the charging port to plug in while the door is on. So I'm going to mock this up. I'm just going to set it beside of it. I'm going to put a marker line on it where I want to drill it. And I'm going to drill it, and like I said, take a rasp or something and try to hollow it out to where I can get a charger through it. All right, so my old door's off. Those just pull straight out to get them off there if you've never removed a door before. I'm overlaying this to where it's kind of in place. Grab me a marker. And I'm just eyeballing about where this port's going to line up at. Right there. So I grabbed a block of wood so I don't drill a hole through the top of my toolbox. I grabbed a couple drill bits and a USB-C cable. I found the drill bit that I want to use for my width. That way it'll fit through there. It's not too wide for the door. I can make the hole bigger, but if I get it big enough to actually get the USB-C cable through in a circle, I'm not going to have any door left. So I'm going to have to ream this out, file, rasp, something like that, just to make it wider. Trying to do this where I can get the camera angle and still be able to drill my hole properly. So just verifying I'm in the middle. Just above my mark. And I'm going to go slow because that's going to grab. It looks like it may be aluminum from the pieces coming off, and that way as the door spins around I don't take my finger off with it. So I'll use my smaller drill now at least. Again, I'm going slow so it doesn't grab and take my finger off. Gonna have to step it all the way. Again, keep your fingers close. So when I pulled the lock back down, that little piece of copper popped back in place. Again, I'm not worried about locking the door. I'm just worried about being able to close it and keep my battery from falling out while I'm filming. So when I pulled that down, that piece of copper popped out, so I'm going to drill that piece out. So as you saw, as I was drilling through there, basically it exploded, fell apart on me. My button fell out, my locking mechanism fell out. But that was actually a blessing because I did not know how to get these apart. Now, again, I don't know still if you're trying to take this apart and you're trying to save the locking mechanism on the door, this may not work for you, but this door actually just slides up on there. So I'm guessing the locking mechanism, if you put the spring back in place, again, I had to drill through mine because it's probably going to ruin it anyhow, but this fits in here, the button fits in there, and then the pressure from this piece of copper actually keeps the door from just blowing off. So if you push in on the button and pull down the door, it should pull apart for you. So when I go put this back together, I'm just going to slide the door up on here. So this is definitely a process, but I think it's going to work. I've had to take about every bit of that material away from this piece of plastic here. So once this fits in here, I've lined this up now. I can actually get my charger through the door and it plugs into the port. So I've just got to finish my outside door. But again, this charger port is offset to the left-hand side, so you actually have to take more material out of your left side than out of your right side. So I've got my door done. Basically, I'm just going to overlay this kind of like it was in place. I just kept doing this and test fitting it until I got it to where my cable actually would plug in. So I can put these together now. And again, this part just slides onto this. You'll figure it out once you get yours apart, unless you break it. Now I don't have any tension in here. Again, this little spring clip is what's keeping tension on this door, but once I close the door, it's going to stay closed all the time, so not so worried about it on mine. If you're driving or if it's on the outside of your vehicle or something, you may want to find a way to secure that a little bit better, but for me, I think this is going to do what I need it to do. So there's my door on, battery's not going to fall out, and my charging cable plugs in now, or I can do an audio cable into it. So I basically just modified the door to make it fit. Again, you're gonna have to hog out a lot of this material, and it's more to the left side than the right side just because they've offset the charging port in there for whatever reason. But anyhow, not the prettiest thing in the world, but it'll work.